This is 7 National News making headlines. New law issued regarding the Mohammed bin Rashid housing establishment. Emirates Environment Group announces 40% increase in can collections. And oil soars 13.5%. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE in his capacity as the ruler of Dubai, has issued a law regarding the Mohammed bin Rashid housing establishment. The law determines the scope of the establishment's work in the fields of housing services, land mortgage, credit facilities, financial assistance to beneficiaries, and other related matters. Additionally, the decree defines the objectives, functions, and terms of reference of the establishment. The Mohammed bin Rashid housing establishment was set up with the aim to provide the appropriate housing to the nationals of Dubai. The Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Charitable and Humanitarian Foundation has spent around 104.3 million dirham in 2010 on charitable projects inside the UAE and abroad. According to a local newspaper, Ibrahim Boumilha, the Deputy Chairman of the Board of Trustees, has said that 13,660 families have made use of the financial assistance offered by the foundation, adding that charity projects covered areas of housing, education, health, social programs and other areas for those with limited income. The foundation has become a pioneer and active body in all fields, both in the UAE and abroad. There was a total of 7,610 kilos of aluminium cans collected during the can collection drive by the Emirates Environment Group. Various members of the community across the UAE participated, including government and private officers, as well as educational institutions. However, EEG officials say there is still a lot more work needed to be done.
The total number of aluminum cans collected by the Emirates Environmental Group on the 24th of February amounted to 7,610 kilograms. This is a 40% increase from the 5,415 kilograms collected last year. Now in its 14th year, EEG Chairman Habiba Al-Marashi says the campaign is getting bigger, but definitely not easier.
We still have to do a lot of groundwork to encourage people to come forward and participate. There's still a lot of hidden agendas. People come with a PR mentality that they want to take the pictures with their cans But we would like to see genuine commitment and genuine interest. We would like the families to feel the boots of their car and to come. We would like to see the eateries saying that we have the responsibility. We would like to see all the beautiful hotels that we have in the country. So we would like to see them all rolling their sleeves. Our educational institutions, which is really the platform of education.
The 12 designated collection points across the UAE were inundated with bags of aluminum cans collected. Each bag is weighed and piled into skips that would take them to recycling plants, allowing the cans to find its way back into the production line. Among the many participants who actively contributed to the success of the recently concluded can collection drive are volunteers from Serve and Inspire Group, as well as companies including First Select International.
We've already submitted more than 200 kgs to them, EEG, and we are also doing a lot of other recycling campaigns with EEG.
It's important to tell people be green, but if you tell them to go out and collect cans, they start thinking green and being more conscious of their actions on the environment. And as a company, we try and reduce our carbon footprint as much as possible.
It is very important for us, all of us, not just for me and you, but all of us to realize that the environment that you live in, has to be protected and it needs your attention. And if you're not going to give it the right attention, it's just not going to be as good for you as it would be otherwise.
It began 14 years ago as EEG's first waste management program and is now an annual event. Residents such as 12-year-old Abisami Sasikant had been collecting cans from her neighbors for the last 2 years.
And I've collected cans from my neighbors, and I've collected some cans that I've consumed. And I would like to collect cans because I would like to protect the environment and save it from global warming. Because without our Mother Earth, our future generations won't be able to exist. And I've collected around 500 grams of cans.
EEG says this increased participation is evidence of the growing spirit of volunteerism and activism in the UAE. To date, the EEG successfully collected 137,149 kilograms of aluminum cans since it started in 1997. Everyone is encouraged to contribute more and collect as many aluminum cans in time for the next collection drive in May. Khadija Sali, 7 National News.
Children across the capital can now use the playground facilities at 32 different playgrounds constructed by the municipality of Abu Dhabi City. According to a statement released by the municipality, in more phases of the 21 million dirham project, a total of 120 different play areas will be constructed in different parts of the capital city and mainland. The areas are equipped with ground games, sunshades, rubber floors and seats and are suitable for the children between ages of 3 and 14. New Zealand's Minister for Economic Development, Energy and Resources, Gerry Brownlee, has announced that his country will open an embassy in the UAE within 2 months. Commending the UAE's accomplishments in many areas and its valuable position on the map of the global economy, Brownlee said that his country is looking to the UAE and Saudi Arabia as strategic partners and key gateways for New Zealand to the Middle East. New Zealand already has a consulate in Dubai. The new embassy to be opened in Abu Dhabi will also be covering Qatar. Looking abroad now, violent aftershocks hampered desperate efforts to find survivors in quake-hit Christchurch today as the death toll climbs to 144. New Zealand Prime Minister John Key called for a 2-minute silence for the nation to grieve. Rescue teams from New Zealand and 6 countries, including the United States, China, Japan and Australia, scoured ruined buildings in the central city and suburban areas hardest hit by Tuesday's 6.3 tremor, but found only bodies. Earlier, Police Superintendent Dave Cliff said they have 144 bodies, but with more than 200 still missing.
Just to update you on the number of deceased, I can confirm that 144 deceased are now in the care of police. We expect that number to rise as the search and rescue teams progressively find more and more deceased within the ruins. The disaster victim identification process has begun at Burnham. It's a slow and methodical process, but we are going through it as fast as we possibly can in order to get the deceased reunited with their loved ones. The number of missing people that we have reported, for which we have grave concerns, remains at more than 200, and we are progressively going through that list, doing all we can to locate and validate the fact that those individuals reported missing by their families remain missing.
And at least 27 people fell to their deaths on Friday when the bus they were travelling in plunged 180 metres off the side of a Peruvian mountain. The Perla del Sur bus had 56 people aboard and all passengers were either killed or injured. The bus was travelling to the capital city of Lima when the accident occurred at 3:30 p.m. local time. Emergency personnel transported the victims to nearby hospitals in the capital region. Local police officials said preliminary information indicates that the crash was a result of driver error. Thai customs officials announced on Friday during a news conference that they seized 1.3 tonnes of ivory tusks and rhinoceros horns originally from Nigeria. The shipment, worth around $1.6 million, was displayed at the customs office at Thailand's airport in Bangkok. The 118 pieces of ivory tusks and 3 rhinoceros horns were registered as a shipment under a company called Pictech Engineering Limited and declared as craft works. Ivory trade and transport are banned under the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species. And later on in the program, we take a look at the new meaning of high dining. But up next, the day's business news.